I'm Kyle Kaiser, and I'm here to inform you on the overall treatment of revenue versus non-revenue sports in college athletics. I'm here to inform you on the recruiting expenses, travel expenses, coaches' salaries, stadium renovations, and overall expense of a college athletic budget.
To start off with, I'd like to provide some brief definitions on how college athletic departments define their sport teams. There's men's revenue sports, men's non-revenue sports, and women's sports. Men's revenue sports are identified as football and basketball, and these two sports are expected to produce enough net revenue to support the athletic department in a whole. Men's non-revenue sports are referred to as Olympic sports. They do not traditionally generate net revenue, but do hold value in continuing to develop the student athlete for competition. Men's NCAA Division I non-revenue sports include baseball, golf, rifle, skiing, soccer, and a number of other sports. Women's sports are just like men's non-revenue sports. These programs are also referred to as Olympic sports, and they do not traditionally generate revenue, but do hold value in still continuing to develop the student athlete for competition. The NCAA mandates that Division I members support at least 7 women's sports. The first topic I'd like to cover is scholarship differential per each team in each university's athletic department. I'd like to look at revenue sports first. Football and basketball are given 85 scholarships for football and 13 for basketball. These scholarship allotments allow each player on the team to have a full scholarship. The non-revenue sports, on the other hand, are not given enough scholarships per team. Baseball, golf, swimming, tennis, volleyball are shortchanged with the amount of scholarships they are given per season. Next, I would like to show you the men's revenue, men's non-revenue, and women's revenue sport expenditures for the year 2009. This chart below shows you the median men's revenue sport expenditures by Division I classification. In 2009, the median expense per FBS school for men's revenue sports was $15,877,000. For an FCS school, it was $3,439,000, and for a non-football school, it was $1,484,000. These numbers are relatively high compared to the men's non-revenue and women's revenue sport expenditures for 2009. 2009 median for men's non-revenue sport expenditures was $3,855,856. For FCS, it was $1,380,575. And for non-football, it was $2,143,221. These numbers compared to women's revenue expenditures are also relatively high. But this shows the differential treatment that men's non-revenue sports are given expense-wise compared to men's revenue sports. For women's revenue sports, 2009 median was $7,781,000 for an FBS school. For an FCS school, it was $3,373,000. And for a non-football school, it was $3,536,000. Women's sport expenditures compared to men's revenue sport expenditures was almost half of what the allotted figure was. Another topic I'd like to cover is coaches' salaries in revenue sports, men's non-revenue, and women's sports. Of the $1.75 million spent to increase coaches' salaries between 2006 and 2009 by the FBS, $1.4 million or 80% was spent on men's revenue coaches. Men's non-revenue and women's sports saw little or a small increase. Only 8% of the $1.75 million was spent on men's non-revenue coach. Women's revenue also saw a small increase in salary that was similar to men's non-revenue sports. Some examples I would like to cover are the highest paid college football coach, who is Nick Saban, with a base salary of $5.3 million a year. The highest paid college basketball coach is John Calipari, who has a base salary of $4 million a year. Then you have Ray Tanner, the head coach of the University of South Carolina, team who has won 2 consecutive national championships, with a base salary is $510,000. Then you have the head coach here at North Carolina State men's soccer team, receives only $120,000 annually. Then you have stadium renovations. Stadium renovations for revenue sports also tend to be higher than that of non-revenue sports. The University of Washington is currently undergoing a $250 million renovation to its football stadium. Georgia Tech is currently undergoing a $45 million renovation to its basketball arena. Then you have UNC, who underwent a $25 million renovation to its baseball facility, and the NC State soccer practice facility that cost $2.2 million to upgrade. The baseball facility is almost 1/10 of what it costs to renovate a football stadium. And the soccer facility is also very low compared to the cost of a new basketball arena. Team travel costs are also different when talking about revenue and non-revenue sports. FBS schools had a median cost of $226 million in 2009 for men's sports. For non-football schools, median travel cost for 2009 was $856,000. Women's median cost for travel during the 2009 year was $400,000 for FBS women programs and $390,000 for FCS women's programs. These numbers show how football raises the cost of travel for college athletic departments. And finally, you have recruiting. The difference between revenue and non-revenue sports is also high. There's a bigger emphasis on spending money to get high-caliber athletes in revenue sports. The athletes are more publicized, coaches are allowed to spend more and travel more, and the average recruiting budget for an FBS school was $739,000 in 2009. For non-revenue sports, many of these recruits are not known by the general student population. Non-football schools had a median of $172,000 recruiting budget in 2009, and over 4 years, women saw just a $19,000 increase in recruiting compared to men's sports, who saw a $43,000 increase.
After this documentary, you're more informed on the overall treatment of non-revenue versus revenue sports in college athletics. Hope you're more aware of the hurdles that non-revenue athletes have to take compared to revenue sport athletes. Thank you.